In ninth grade, I weighed 89 pounds. I got terrible acne. I really didn't have any friends. I had no fucking confidence. How did I overcome my complete lack of confidence in high school? Oh man, where do I get started? To start off, I have to say that high school probably wasn't the best 4 years of my life. I feel like high school can either be like a really good time in your life, or it can be kind of like a miserable 4 years. And for me, it was it was more so like of a miserable 4 years. So I thought it'd be interesting to kind of share my experience, because I think a lot of people, when they see somebody for the first time, they'll judge a book by a cover. I think you guys see me a certain way, and I kind of just wanted to give you an idea of what I was like in high school. And I think a lot of people who watch will probably be able to relate in some way. But anyway, let's get started. So it was 1945. I'm just kidding. I'm not that old. It was in ninth grade. It was the first day of school. I remember third period, I had gym class, and I would always dread gym class. It wasn't because I wasn't good at sports or I didn't like sports. It was mainly because one, the kids, they honestly, they smelled terrible. It smelled like a mix of like garlic, pepper, and like socks that you've reworn like 5 times. That's what the locker room smelled like in high school. I don't know if kids couldn't afford deodorant or they didn't know what it was. But it was pretty bad. And on the first day, they do like body measurements. So they basically weigh you, they get your height and all that kind of stuff. And by the end of the year, they do it again, and then they see how you change. So we had to step on the scale, and everyone would line up, and we would like check our body weight and stuff. I was always like one of the last names to be called when they would put people in alphabetical order. So everyone was kind of like floating around the scale at that point. I stepped on the scale. In ninth grade, I weighed 89 pounds. I'm pretty sure I was the skinniest kid in the entire school. I remember the gym teacher ended up like announcing my weight, and then like everyone heard about it. And then I heard people talking and asking me questions. Do you eat? Like, why are you so skinny? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, do your parents feed you? And I ate a lot as a kid. I had nothing wrong with me. I didn't have any disorders. I was just a super skinny kid. Like, really skinny. I was so skinny that I couldn't play. I wrestled and I played lacrosse. I couldn't wrestle for the high school JV team because I was too light. I think I was like 10 pounds under what the minimum weight was. I was 10 pounds lighter than the other kids, the lightest kids who were in high school. So what I had to do is I had to wrestle down in like the middle school league. But wrestling down in that league with the younger kids was like, it just felt shitty, man. I never told anyone in high school about that. I kind of kept it a secret. When people would ask me if I played sports, I would tell them no, because I didn't want to tell them that I wrestled down in the lower league. But what happened is I ended up not talking to anyone in high school. I had like zero self-confidence because of how like skinny I was. Throughout most of high school, I didn't have many friends. I didn't have a best friend. I kind of had acquaintances. I wouldn't really like hang out with people. I would kind of just see them in school, say hi. There were a few people who I was friendly with, but throughout like the beginning of high school up until like 11th grade, I never really experienced having like a best friend. When I got into 11th grade, that's when things changed a little bit. I think I started going through puberty, and I gained some weight, and I was able to play lacrosse actually in 11th grade, I played for the varsity team. Since I went through puberty, something else happened that was pretty bad. I got terrible acne. The acne crushed me. It was so bad that I would wake up in the morning and my face would just be in pain, and it would be red, and I would actually go into my mom's room, and I would get her like foundation, like skin colored foundation, and I would like dab it on a little bit just to get rid of the redness. And I remember one time I went to school, and one of the kids who sat next to me in class, he was looking at my face, and he's like, dude, are you wearing makeup? And I was like, oh, no, my skin is just really dry. And I was like, fuck, somebody actually noticed. The fact that somebody noticed was like, that definitely got to me. But it was so bad that I had to do something, because if I didn't put anything on my face to like not make it look so terrible, I had no fucking confidence. I wouldn't talk to anyone. It was really bad. I never wanted to go into high school because not only did I not have the confidence, but the acne and the fact that I was really small, I didn't want to talk to anyone at all. Like, I didn't want to, when I woke up in the morning, like, high school was like misery. It was miserable to me. I ended up missing an excessive amount of days. I think I missed like 15 to 20% of the days in high school. And the main reason was because I would wake up in the morning and I would feel sick because I was anxious to go in because I just had no confidence. I didn't want to see anyone. I would wake up with like my acne was just super bad that day. And I just didn't want to go into school to see anybody. So anyway, in 11th grade and 12th grade, I had the bad acne. And I was still pretty skinny. I was still probably skinnier than like 99% of the kids in the school. I was still just a little guy. I think the question now is like, what did I do to kind of overcome those like confidence issues? Because I feel like high school is a bubble for people. It's the type of thing where when you're in high school, that's the only thing you know. And it seems like the most important thing in the world. And looking back, when you become older, you're gonna realize that high school really wasn't that important in the scheme of things. But when you're in it, it's very hard to kind of realize that, especially when you're like a kid and whatever issue you have, whether you're overweight, whether you're underweight, whether you have acne, whether you have anxiety or confidence issues, it can be difficult, and a lot of people kind of just ignore it. But looking back, when you get older and look back, you realize it's not that big of a deal. And the older you get, the less you care about what people think. And usually what you think in your head isn't as bad as what other people think. And I think that's something that's very important. How did I overcome my complete lack of confidence that I had in high school? When I got into like 12th grade, I finally got best friends. I was obsessed with video games, as you can probably imagine, as most teenage boys are, especially nowadays. And there were two kids, Nick and Corey. You may have seen them in my videos at some point. I basically became best friends with them through the video games. And now they're still my best friends. And because of Nick, I also met a bunch of other people. I also met my girlfriend through him as well. When I was in 12th grade, I met them. I had really long hair at the time, and my friend Nick would be like, dude, cut your hair, you would always look so much better. You always look so much better. So I think after senior year, like right into college, I ended up cutting my hair short because it was always like super long. I looked like a completely different person. The main reason I wouldn't cut my hair is because of my acne. I had so much on my forehead that I would use my hair to cover it up. I kind of just said like, screw it one day, I think, and I ended up cutting it. At the same time, my acne was so bad that the doctor recommended that I go on Accutane. I took the Accutane for like 6 months, and this shit dries your face out. It turns you into a crusty mess. I know that sounds disgusting, and I apologize for the graphics. But anyway, I got rid of my acne, and I still get shit on my face here and there, but it was never nearly as bad. I remember the doctor telling me that if I didn't go on Accutane, I would have acne until I was 26. I'm 23 right now. I would have it until 26, and I would have had scars all over my face. And I didn't want that. I didn't want to have scars all over my face and all this acne. So I was like, screw it, put me on the Accutane. I'll deal with whatever consequences that come along with that drug. And it ended up taking it away after a few months. That completely changed the way that I acted. I had a lot more confidence after that, for sure. It wasn't just the Accutane. At the same time, I started getting into fitness, working out, lifting weights, like that kind of fitness. I would go to the gym pretty much every day, like towards the end of high school, going into like summer, like this whole like senior week thing. I became like super obsessed with the gym, and I would go every single day. My diet was perfect, and I made going to the gym my entire life. The gym was probably the biggest part of what allowed me to build confidence, because I think the way that you perceive yourself is very important, and there's definitely ways out there where you can improve your body, and by improving your body, it will improve your mind, the way you perceive yourself, and in return it will make you more confident. If that just made any fucking sense. But yeah, I became obsessed with the gym. I started going nonstop, and I completely changed my body. Like, I know that sounds fucking like cheesy when you see like a fitness commercial, and like, I completely changed my body by doing P90X, or like, you know what I'm talking about. And I probably went from being like 120 pounds senior year to being like, going into college, I think I got up to like 185. I gained like a ton of weight. And that's just because I was consistent and I became obsessed with it. And I became 100 times more confident, like because of the confidence that I developed from going to the gym and getting rid of my acne. I think it was always inside of me to be somebody who was confident in themselves and able to either whatever, like sell things or influence people or this or that. And when I would play video games and I would talk to people and they couldn't actually see me, I was a very confident person. When I was out in public and people would see me and I would talk to them, I would always look down like this. I would never actually like look them in the eyes, and I would never know what to say. And I think I still have a little bit of that lack of confidence at certain times, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. I want you guys to be able to, out of this video, hopefully you can relate some way. There's many people in this world who had much worse experiences than I had. It's very difficult in high school to kind of stay confident, but I want to make some recommendations to you guys, whether you're in middle school going into high school, if you're in high school, if you're in college, if you're like in the working world, how you, in my opinion, how you can become more confident, like naturally. Like I don't think you need any kind of like coaching or this or that or whatever like bullshit people sell. You need to be able to focus on yourself, and you need to be able to build a confidence in yourself. And a few years ago, I would never be able to sit behind a camera like this and talk, because one, I wouldn't know what the fuck to say, and two, I just wasn't confident in myself. I wouldn't want to film myself like this because in my head, I thought I looked like shit. And I thought I sounded like shit, and I thought things I said were stupid and no one cared. But yeah, since starting YouTube, I guess things have kind of changed in that regard. And I owe a lot of it to my younger sister, because I would have never sat behind a camera like this if I didn't see her doing it. She made me realize that it doesn't matter like what the fuck people think. And if you want to go out and you want to make YouTube videos, or you want to do this or you want to do that, just fucking do it. Who cares what your mom says or your dad says? If you like it and you're successful with it in the future, they're gonna come back and they're gonna be proud of what you did. So yeah, the recommendations that I have, if you're self-conscious about your body in any way, there's no reason to be, because the only person that really cares is probably yourself. Other people probably don't perceive it that way or even really care. I think going to the gym is huge, and a lot of people either don't go because they don't have the time, or they don't have the confidence to go there because they don't want to be judged by the other people who are working out. And you have to realize that there's other people going to the gym because like they have those same issues. And I think what you'll realize is when you go there after a few weeks, you'll kind of become addicted to it, because when you see the changes in your body and the changes in the way that you actually think because of that, it's going to not only make you more confident, but it's going to give you something to kind of look forward to. You don't have to be a bodybuilder, you don't have to be a fitness model, but I think you should go because it's going to change your body no matter what. So what I did is, in the description section, I'm including a completely free like starter workout plan that I created over the past few years for both guys and girls. So there's a male and female workout plan down in the description that you can download so you can get started on the right track. Because I know a big issue for people is they don't know what to do. They don't know how to get started in the fitness world. I also want you guys in the comment section to talk about your high school experience, and I'll respond to the comments and we can kind of have a discussion. I want to see how many people had either similar experiences or what unique experiences that you had. Well, that's all we have for today. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Go check out my other videos. They're more like comedy style with my family, and most of them are ridiculous. And those are the videos that I'm gonna keep making. I'm super pumped. And if I can help you guys in any way, let me know. Hopefully you try the workout plan. If you do, send me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is @BrandonWalsh, and tell me how the plan went for you. And like, if you have any questions at all, just like I said, comment down below, and I'll do my best to respond to as many as I can, because this is something that's very important for me. Okay, see you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this video was somewhat entertaining. I know it's not as funny as they usually are. It wasn't funny at all, actually, but I have a lot of funny ones coming out. So don't worry, we will get a very funny video, and you will be very happy, and you will be happy camper. And happy campers are people who like videos and subscribe and comment. So if you're a happy camper, make sure you do that. And I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. excuse me.